Hello, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall to discuss some college football DFS. We have a massive slate this coming weekend, so stick here and let me help you comb through all of it. Be right back. Hey, there you are. Here am I. Again, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall, just chomping at the bit to get into some DFS. NFL Week 1 is coming up very fast, but the topic at hand right now is the college football season. Week 1 started, this time last week. It was a small slate, and I couldn't wait to talk to you and to dig into what's going on this Saturday, the 4th. It's a massive slate of games. And I know everybody talks about what's the easiest DFS to play, what's the hardest. Personally speaking, I find college football to be next to impossible. I'm telling you, there's so many teams, so many good kids in schools that nobody really pays attention to. Everybody always, wants to talk about the Power 5, the Big 10, the Pac 12, the SEC. But when it comes to DFS, college football DFS, all bets are off. You can mix and match whatever kid you want, on whatever weekend you want. So please indulge me and follow me here as I go through. I have a massive, slate and notebook of notes and graphics and all kinds of wild stuff. So if you're willing to take this journey with me throughout the season, then you're in the right place. So before we get into the college football schedule this weekend, and I'm not going to keep you here for 2 hours. I'm going to give you some quick hits and we get out of here. You can set your lineups and then we'll meet at the top. But before we do that, make sure you go to Team Rise or Fall, like and share, subscribe, and use promo code NFL50. You're going to get 50% off your first month of premium services. Now, last I looked, not kidding, not trying to be a hustler or like a snake oil salesman, there is less than 10 of those left. So get in now. NFL 50. But without further ado, I want to talk college football DFS. And I'm not kidding. Look at this. I got pages. It's going to be absolutely insane. Again, as I said, I've been chomping at the bit for so long to get into this, to bring it to you. College football DFS is one of those sports I've been playing for years on end. FanDuel, they had it briefly years ago. Then they took it away, and now it's back. It's been back a season or two. So all the stuff I've learned over the years, all the mistakes I've made, I've kind of spun them to my advantage for your benefit, and here we go. So when you look at Saturday's schedule here, there's so many different ways you could go at quarterback. One kid I want to talk about without any hesitation is Will Rogers. I think Will Rogers is from, what is it, Planet of the Apes, or, where Danger Will Robinson. I don't know what it is, but Will Rogers, he is the Mississippi State Bulldogs quarterback for Louisiana Tech. Now, he's incredibly, composed and impressive, and the upside that he brings for your DFS lineups is second to none. Let me look up. Yeah, on DraftKings, he's $8,700. And really, not to say that he's the only quarterback I want this weekend, but I'm only looking so far here, right? Because you can get overwhelmed and incompetently, not good. So one other kid I want to mention at quarterback is Caleb Elby, Western Michigan Broncos. They're playing in Ann Arbor on Saturday. And as it stands right now, the Michigan Wolverines and the Western Michigan Broncos, that's a over under of 67.5 points. If you know anything from football and hockey, you always look to Vegas, at least I do. What are the over unders? What are the spreads? That'll kind of, push you in the right direction or help you make a decision if it's player A versus player B. So Caleb LB, Western Michigan, goes to Ann Arbor, and I'm telling you right now, Michigan is going to be, the point spread is heavily favored to Michigan in Ann Arbor. I mean, it's tough sledding in Ann Arbor here, but I fully expect the Broncos and Western Michigan game to be a shootout. Therefore, Western is going to be playing from behind a large portion of the game, and they're going to be chasing the 17.5 point spread, underdog spread here. So I think Caleb is a massive value, and he's a heavy-handed thrower. He has no issue pushing the ball down the field. So make sure you get Caleb Ellerby. Let me look up his price here. Ellerby is $7,500 on FanDuel, $7,300 on DraftKings. So you can get a young stud quarterback like him in your lineup. and nobody's the wiser. That allows you to really stack up on some running back positions. And speaking of running backs, let's just get right to it. I love B.J. Robinson from Texas Longhorns. Now, Bijan, I should say Bijan, is $10,000 on FanDue. Very expensive. You know the deal here. But Bijan on DraftKings is $7,400. Now, Texas is playing Louisiana Lafayette, a cupcake matchup here. And I'm telling you that I love like Bijan, mainly on DraftKings. He's a little, too rich for my blood on FanDuel. But you have to, the ebbs and flows and buying the dip and all that. Get Bijan in your lineups this weekend, because I'm telling you now, I've had some success, talking this way before. I'm telling you now, Bijan will never be as cheap as he is now on DraftKings. FanDuel, it's expensive, but with a young quarterback, as I said, like Caleb Ellerbe, you can fit in some studs like this. Let's go down to another running back in which I love, in Wisconsin. We know Wisconsin and the Badgers, they just produce bell cow backs, right? Jonathan Taylor, Melvin Gordon III. And I'm telling you right now, Jalen Berger is going to be the next bell cow stud running back in Wisconsin. Now, Jalen Berger is about $6,100 on FanDuel. FanDuel, he's $6,100, and on DraftKings he's $7,800. So Berger, as I said, he's just going to relentlessly shove this ball down Penn State's throat. Penn State isn't the of old where they have all these stud, cornerbacks and stud linebackers here. Micah Parsons is gone, and he's got this kid, Jalen Berger, has some juice. You combine Berger's ability and the volume here, and it's an unbelievably fantastic kind of thing here. So as I said, Jalen Berger is $6,100 on DraftKings, $7,800 on FanDuel here. One more running back, and then we'll get to the wide receivers. Brian Robinson Jr., Alabama Crimson Tide. Now I know what you're thinking. It's easy peasy to select, Alabama players. They're just studs. Look how many quarterbacks I got in the NFL now. But the Alabama starting running back has been, locked in our DFS lines for quite some time. And Alabama goes to Miami of Florida. And I just don't see a case where Brian Robinson doesn't get, double-digit carries, and he just goes insane. And for $6,500 on DraftKings, it's just a no-brainer. The Hurricanes, they won't be able to keep pace with Alabama for 60 minutes, and they're surely not going to be able to bottle up Brian Robinson Jr. So make sure you get Brian Robinson in your lineup. Let me see. Yeah, so on FanDuel, as I said, Brian Robinson Jr. is $8,500. On DraftKings, he's $6,500. So any way you slice it, I'm all in on Brian Robinson Saturday. Let's move down to the wide receivers. Marvin Mims, Oklahoma Sooners, starting wide receivers. Now Mims is I think he's about $7,100 on DraftKings. He's $9,200 on FanDuel. So he's a little bit expensive, but Mims is going to pay off. $7,700 on DraftKings. $9,200 on DraftKings. The price for Mims seems a little low to me on DraftKings, but he's the number one passing option for Stone Cold Stud Spencer Rattler. Everybody's talking about Rattler as the Heisman Trophy winner. Is he going to be the first overall selection? Well, it all starts for the OK Sooners Saturday. So Marvin Mims hooked up with Rattler, so by virtue, Mims is an absolute stud to get. So as I said, Mims is $7,700 on DraftKings. He's $9,200 on FanDuel. Going down the list, John Mechie III, another Alabama Crimson Tide stud wide receiver. No reason to I say this all the time for, professional football, right? The first few weeks of the season in DFS, it's kind of a crapshoot because it gets really watered down. Everybody and their mother wants to, throw some money in the ring. The contests get watered down. People don't edit their lineups, and almost assuredly, someone will win first overall having not edited their lines, having never played before. So you want to take it easy the first few weeks of the season when NFL hits. But when college football is around, the first few weeks is when you really want to toss a lot of money in there within reason. Don't bet more than you can lose. But a guy like John Mechie III, Jalen Waddle is gone. Devonta Smith is gone. So he is, by all intents and purposes, the big man on campus here. So in that Alabama offense, Mechie should have his absolute way with with the Miami Hurricanes. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that hurricane gold chain. I mean, Alabama's just going to roll them here. So as I said, John Michie III is $8,100 on DraftKings, on FanDuel. He is an even $9,000. One more kid I want to mention at the wide receiver part, and to be honest, I could keep you here all day. I have so many bonus guys, and go to Team Rise or Fall after you conclude this video. I have a ton of stuff that didn't make the cut. There, it's on the cutting room floor, right? There's just so much. Ty Freifogel, Indiana Hoosiers wide receiver here. Now, Ty is, let me double check the price here. Ty is $6,800 on FanDuel. He's $8,200 on DraftKings. He is basically the entire offense for the Indiana Hoosiers. If you watch Big Ten football or college football in general, Indiana kind of gravitates to those young, quick kids that just, they're gone. They're like lightning here. And Ty Freifogel is just that. The expectation is that, Indiana is going to be behind in this one. So again, they're going to be chasing points, garbage time, however you want to put it. Ty is going to, you heard it here first, Ty is going to have one heck of a game at his price here. $6,800 on DraftKings, $8,200 on FanDuel. Like I said, I could keep you here all day. I have so many bonus players and things along those lines. Let me give you one wide receiver while we're here. Jahan Dotson, Penn State Nittany Lions. He's $7,500 on FanDuel, and he looks to be $8,700 on DraftKings. So I'm telling you now, Penn State is going to need some sort of explosiveness if they're going to keep pace at Wisconsin here. So I wouldn't expect Penn State to do all that well running the football. They're going to find a lot of success through the air, if at all. So get Jahan Dotson in your lineups. As I said, he's $7,500 on DraftKings, $8,700 on FanDuel here. So that's what I have for you for Saturday. I believe it's week 2 of the college football season, but in my heart, and hopefully all of your hearts, it is week 1. It's the massive slate. So play what you can. Don't get in over your head, and let me know if there's any questions or comments. My DMs are always open. You can always reach me at Team Rise or Fall. And before you split, make sure you go like and subscribe. And I'm telling you one more time, it's probably going to be done by the end of tonight or tomorrow over the weekend. Use promo code NFL50. You get 50% off your first month of premium service. And with that, you get, you can chat in the Discord with any of us. We're already talking week 1 NFL, and we've been talking, CFB, DFS. So do all that, and I thank you very much. And hang here. Bottom of the barrel is coming up very soon. And so I thank you for that, and I'll see you this time next week. Bye.